to really get a sense of what the program has, what our students are doing within it, and then also, you know, the opportunities past the degree and why students are choosing this program. From your kind of vantage point at home, you do have the ability to type in questions. There is a chat box. As we get questions, we will answer them. So we hope to get a lot of the questions that you have, so that by the end of this presentation, I know that each student probably has a little bit different reason that they're starting to look at the program. So we are hoping to make sure that all of those questions are answered. So I'm going to jump right in because I think one of the reasons that a lot of our students are very attracted to our online accounting program is because of the fact that the online accounting degree here at Plattsburgh is backed behind a brick and mortar institution of Plattsburgh. So it is well known, especially within New York State. So that kind of reputation that it has is very attractive to many of our students. So kind of to give you some fast facts about campus, we were originally founded as an education college. We have grown significantly since then. We have about 5,500 students in total. The majority are going to be comprised of our undergraduate programs, but we do have quite a few graduate students that decide to either stay here at Plattsburgh. We do have some online programs as well for that. One of the things I think that really brings a richness to not only the campus life here at Plattsburgh, but also just the curriculum that our students are experiencing is the diversity of where our students are coming from. So we have 32 states, we have 73 countries that are represented, and there are that diversity is represented within the online accounting program as well. We have students from all over the state of New York, pretty much all the way from New York City and Long Island, all the way out into the Rochester and Buffalo area. We have at least one student who is an international student. So you're definitely going to be able to be getting a lot of different perspectives, both in terms of the demographic breakdown, but also just where our students are coming from in terms of their academic curriculum. I think that is a real diversity that we found within the accounting program is just where our students are in terms of their previous academic backgrounds, and then also in terms of their career goals, and then where they are within the programs that they're in. So in terms of the School of Business, that I think is another attractive feature that our accounting program has. It's the only online AACSB accredited program within New York State. So with that, in terms of school business as a whole, we have 11 undergraduate majors, we have 11 minors, we have a data analytics master's program. In terms of the overall number of students in the program, we have just over 1,000 students, full-time students, and 37 full-time faculty. With that AACSB accreditation, you're really going to get a depth of faculty that are represented. We have 5 faculty recipients of the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Teaching, and I think that that's a real testament to the quality of the actual degree that you're going to get here and the professors that you're going to be interacting with. Now, in terms of SB as a whole, I'll pass it to the two of you. Can you really talk about what the business programs here at Plattsburgh, what they represent, what our students are looking to get out of those programs?
As certainly, was mentioned that we have 11 different undergraduate majors, and sometimes, students are double majoring, in 2 majors and then can finish in 4 years. But for you as certainly online accounting majors, we always make sure that we honor your coming and we graduate you on time, regardless if you are doing part-time or full-time. And I'm proud to say that, we started only in fall 2017, and we grow from 57 up to 150 students currently we have. And the first cohort will be graduating and walking the stage in very short weeks in May. And we're expecting 29 will be graduating with a degree in accounting, have all the privileges of an accounting degree. And by the way, your degree is not going to say you are online or on campus. You have only one degree for both. So your certificate and your degree will say you have an accounting degree from SUNY Plattsburgh. Can I add something, Jason?
Before we head off this, I want to kind of bring it back to the two of you. Can you both talk about your kind of development in terms of your career, your academic focuses that you have coming into here? Because I always think that that's very interesting to.
Well, for me, I certainly have been for so long in academia, but before that, I did work as an internal auditor for a multinational company. And I have certainly my, you can read that online. I have a bachelor's degree in financial economics, and I have 2 master's degrees. One is an MBA, which everybody knows, and master in accountancy. And I have also a master, I don't know why I had it, but a master in philosophy. And I have a PhD in accounting with 2 other minors, quantitative analysis and finance. And I have joined this institution for, almost 33 years. I know every single students who are coming out of the program, keep in touch with them as alumni, and we are almost everywhere in terms of placement. The big 4 accounting firms, the medium size, the national ones, and also we have a big presence in terms of government and non-for-profit organization, and corporate America as well, such as GE and IBM.
In terms of our program, we develop our online accounting program in a way similar to our on-campus program. So we try to make sure that every student in our online program will get the knowledge as much as the on-campus students they will obtain in the classroom. Actually, I'm very proud to say that actually in my intermediate accounting 1 and 2, my students actually they are learning much more than the on-campus students. And you have many chances actually to, it's like a playing video game actually when you are taking this course. You study the material and you have a lot of exercise questions and you have many quizzes to work on. But when you work on the homework questions, you are not alone. Actually, as an instructor, I give you many hints so you can follow my instructions to work on those questions. So a lot of students actually, they tell me that, these things like playing video games, very fun for them. Yeah, and also they are in the process of learning, and we try to be as flexible as possible because a lot of students, I know that you have a full-time jobs to take care of. So we try to make the course as flexible as possible. So we don't have a specific time for classmates to meet, okay? Because we know that it's hard for people to get together, but we try to make the program very flexible for people. So for example, after your kids go to sleep, then you can jump in front of your computer, start working on your accounting program then. So you're welcome to do that. For some people, you might have a nighttime job, so you can start working on your accounting thing in the morning. And personally, I still answer emails during the weekend, even in the evenings. So if you want to be in touch with me, I'm just 1 click away. You can reach me by Skype. You can reach me by emails. And you'll be surprised to see how responsible we are for our students.
In terms of kind of the overview of our online accounting students, kind of looking at them at a glance, we have about 150 matriculated transfer students who are participating in the online accounting program. For the fall of 2019, we brought in 77 new transfer students into that degree program. I always find in terms of being an admissions counselor, being that I get to see the transcripts that students are bringing in and getting to talk to students about their ultimate decision to start to look at the program. It's a really diverse group of students. So we have students who have been in some sort of lower level accounting in a career path for quite a while, and they're looking to ultimately advance. So they may have had a business administration associate's degree or an accounting associate's degree. But we have students who have bachelor's degrees in philosophy or master's degrees in social work that are then looking to make a complete career change. So regardless of whether you have all of kind of the boxes ticked off in terms of the business courses that you have, or if you've only taken a couple of accounting classes or business classes and are looking to then make a transition into the program, you're going to find that there's a lot of students that are very similar to you. Since the two of you are work with the students quite frequently, can you talk about kind of some of the examples of students that you have seen, some of the cases of students that have like a lot of different backgrounds and are coming into the degree program?
Okay. Yeah. According to my students, I make actually a survey of my students in the last semester. Actually, I figure out that probably 70–80% students actually they are working as full time, and many of them they are actually quite busy during the daytime, and they spend their time actually to work on this accounting program during the evenings and also during the weekend. And actually, I really enjoy the students from the online program because students, they're overall very responsible, they are energetic, and they know what they're looking for.
In fact, the background is amazing, and that's what makes the program very successful. I have a couple of lawyers, and really I was amazed when I talked to them, why do you need the accounting degree? And they said that in the law firm that they are in, there are so much, to learn on your own in accounting. So if you have a good background in accounting, they can attract different clientele and different customers. And they are now, in fact, they will be starting taking advanced courses in accounting. And they are very smart people, and we respect every one of them because they are coming with wealth of knowledge from work and from certainly family life. So they understand the value of education. And we take the advisement very seriously. Once you are admitted and certainly everything is done in terms of course evaluation, you will be assigned a full-time accounting faculty, and will take you from the beginning until graduation and hopefully beyond.
65% of our students, they are female students, and you'll be surprised to see how many of them they are full-time mom with many kids. So this is how they get their education done in an effective way.
All right. So in terms of the course requirements, now, in terms of talking about course requirements, I think it's important to note because there are so many students that are coming from a completely non-business background and are interested in the program. Not all of these courses are required in order for you to enter into the degree program, but know that the more of them that you have, just the easier that it will be for you to complete within a 2-year time frame, and with as few times in which you're taking a larger amount of classes as possible. For students that are coming into the fall semester and the spring semester, financial and managerial accounting are required because we don't offer those in an online format during the fall or the spring semester. But we do have a new summer start for students who may not have some of these lower level business classes. It does give them that semester to get some of those classes under their belt, just to prep them for when you're coming into that fall semester and you're starting to take those upper division accounting classes, that ultimately you've taken the course curriculum that you need in order to really understand the course that you're taking. So we, for most students, will need financial and managerial accounting. We would also like to see business law 1 and business law 2, macro and microeconomics, statistics, principles of marketing, principles of management. We would also like to see business applications, intro to public speaking, and then also pre-calculus. So those, the more, like I said, the more of those that you have, just the easier that it is for you to come into the degree program and really just focus on the upper level of the classes that you would be taking. Are there any?
Yeah, I just want to say that if you, for some people, you probably have taken your financial accounting and managerial accounting long time ago. So in that case, actually, I encourage you to, you might actually take a summer course before you start taking your four courses in intermediate 1 and 2, because you will figure out that actually, to have courses in the summer to kind of refresh your knowledge before that point will be very helpful.
Right. So in terms of the curriculum that we have, Jason, you kind of mentioned a little bit
Yes.
of that engaging curriculum, but can I get an overview of what the curriculum will look like? What are the different courses that students are going to be taking, the different faculty that are going to be teaching some of those classes?
Okay. Personally, I'm teaching 3 courses: intermediate 1, 2, and the cost accounting. And for many chapters in these 3 courses, actually, I recorded my lecture and make my PowerPoint videos available online for students to watch. Mm-hmm. And in addition to that, for our curriculum, we incorporate the software from publishers' website. And personally, I develop a lot of materials. So you can actually read my material, and then you can use the software from the publisher and to learn those things in the curriculum. So, a lot of students actually, they find that in this way, they are learning much better. For example, they can study something and immediately they can work on the homework assignments. Instead of, just like on-campus students, they have to go to a classroom, then listen to the lecture with 3 hours, and then come back home to do something. So you can learn things, instantly if you want to. So you control your own pace. This is something actually, I believe that, I will actually enjoy more as a student.
Can you talk about the certification that you have also in addition?
Okay, I'm a certified public accountant, CPA. I'm a certified management accountant, and I'm also a certified fraud examiner. And also I scored the highest 10, the top 10 in the world for the CMA CFN exam in 2005.
Yeah, we just hired a new faculty, new to us, faculty who has tremendous amount of experience in public accounting, private accounting. He has a PhD, and he has also 9 certification. So any kind of career, advancement, career development, we can look up to him and see what can fit with you. One of the certification, in addition certainly to a CPA or CMA or CIA, or he has a money laundering certification and forensic accounting certification. So that will add value certainly to you. And he's teaching also advanced courses, accounting information systems, and auditing and advanced accounting.
Another important thing for our curriculum is, we don't use TA on this campus. So basically, I personally handle with every question from my student. And before you work on your homework assignments, I went through every homework question. I come up with a solution. I write down the hints on my own. So when you ask me questions, I already been asked around that. Okay, for example, today actually I was correcting publishers for their solution error.
And then, Mohammed, you kind of mentioned a little bit of course advisement as we were going through at the beginning of the presentation. But can I kind of get a view of what course advisement, once a student gets accepted, pays their deposit, what would the next steps be for them, and how would that look moving forward after the first semester?
Well, your faculty advisor will be known to you from the first week of classes, and we are not just discussing courses. We have to know what, if you want to be full-time, if you want to be part-time, if you want to take courses during the winter session, during the summer, and we help you all the way. In addition to that, whenever it's possible, some of our, students express interest to do an internship. So we'll see the location that you are in, and if we have any connection, we'll let you know. Or you can make the connection yourself, and then we can start, developing the internship for you. And I think we have 2 people already in internship. One of them is IBM in an internship, and another person, I believe,
for CPA firm.
For a CPA firm. So, and also career development, are you looking to change your career or to advance within? So we'd like to know that from you. So to be frank with you, it'll be more of friendship, maybe part of the team, and would like to know as much as possible about you, and we'll help you all the way.
Yeah, personally, I changed my majors 3 times in my life, so I know how they feel. if you want to change your career. So I usually have been very happy, working with my students. For example, some students, they want to have a 150 credit hours before they graduate, so they can take the CPA exam and also receive the license simultaneously. So in that case, actually, I'm happy to work with people actually to come up with a better plan for accomplish their goal.
And just kind of from my perspective in terms of course advisement for students, because I know that many of them are very nervous during that first semester. I can attest, I work with Dr. Gaber all the time. You will, within probably 24 hours of your acceptance, he will send you an email welcoming you into the program, wants to know whether you're part or full-time, and will give you, the breakdown of the suggested courses that you have. So it's very quick. You'll know right from the start what it is that you need to do, what the courses are that you're going to have. So I think that that's a great part of this curriculum, is that there is so much support that's given to you, and kind of throughout that process, the people are there to help you. All right, and then in terms of preparations for, well, we've been talking about that a little bit, but for those students who are potentially looking to come in, and this may be the first couple of accounting classes that they're taking and are ultimately looking to kind of advance their career options, what are some of the examples of different career paths that students have been going into, that they're looking to go into right now?
Yeah, certainly. I have people working at New York State, certainly in different divisions. And in fact, some of them have a bachelor degree. In fact, I have in 2 cases someone who has a finance degree and as well as business major, dual major, from a wonderful institution within SUNY. However, in terms of advancing their career in that division, they have to have a minimum of 24 credits of accounting. So we came with a plan to finish all those 24 and ending up also having a degree from SUNY Plattsburgh in accounting. And once that is done, in fact, those 2 individuals will be graduating this May. And they will be staying in the same organization, but will be having a different type of job.
There are actually many students, they are taking accounting courses in order to prepare for taking CPA exam. In your state, with 120 credit hours, you're allowed to take the CPA exam. So many of them, they are taking those required courses such as intermediate accounting, cost accounting, auditing, those courses to just get ready for their career change. Some of them actually looking forward to their advancement. Many of them actually have been working in the CPA firms. They're just looking for opportunities.
All right, so in terms of the application process and what we're looking for and the things that we recommend that students submit to us, in order to come into any of the programs within the School of Business, a minimum of a 2.3 is required. And that is a requirement in terms of all of your transcripts. So we need you to send any transcripts from any schools that you've attended. I do every once in a while have students that are very nervous about that. They have done very well potentially in the second part of their academic career, or when they changed into business or accounting, they've done very well, but they may have had a couple of semesters that they took 10 years ago in which they didn't do so well, and that's bringing down their overall GPA. I encourage students send that information to us. I work very closely with the accounting program and with the faculty over in the School of Business. So we have had students in which that has been a little bit flexible, especially when it's a very strong student that kind of their previous many lifetimes ago experience as a student have brought down their GPA. So don't let that dissuade you. Send us everything. And then from there, we can give you advisement on if this semester will work, if we encourage you to wait a semester to apply. So we'll let you know that. Also, as I said, the previous transcripts from any schools, students are required to submit either the SUNY application or the common application. We don't have a preference for which to submit. We just need one of them. If we do have students that are in an associate's degree program, either an AA program or an AS program currently, If you apply with the SUNY application, we can waive that. It will waive your application fee to up to 7 schools. So that is definitely something to keep in mind, especially if you're currently taking classes. Definitely save that $50 if you can. So that is kind of the application process and what we require. In terms of dates and deadlines, with the programs, we offer both a spring, summer, and a fall entry. So in terms of the spring semester, we would like to see your application by November 1st, filing your FAFSA information by around that same time. And then ultimately, the deposit deadline is December 1. We do operate on rolling admission, so please keep in mind that these dates are very suggestive. So we encourage the earlier that you get us your information, just the faster that the rest of the process begins. But if you are finding that, you know, especially for summer and fall, those dates are coming up pretty quickly. If you haven't submitted your application yet, you still have plenty of time to do that. For the summer and for the fall semester, we would like to see your application by March 1. So that is coming up this Friday. And then for FAFSA filing for that around December 15th, they are still accepting FAFSA applications. So definitely continue to submit that information with a deposit deadline of May 1 for those dates. Or once we get into the beginning of April, it's 30 days after your acceptance is posted that you would have to submit your deposit. In terms of transferring credit, that is definitely a big thing that we have a lot of students that have a ton of questions about. So in terms of kind of the overall, we'll accept 67 credits from a 2-year school, 84 credits from a 4-year school. We also can accept any advanced placement credit that you may have taken in high school. And then we also will review any joint military transcripts for any students that were involved in the military. So send us everything and we will work up your credit evaluation. We process credit evaluations within 2 weeks of an acceptance. So it will show you exactly how your credits will transfer into what's called your SUNY DegreeWorks audit. So for students that aren't familiar with that, it's the advisement tool that we use here. It shows exactly the classes that have already been satisfied, what you have left to complete. And then as you start to take classes, it will show your GPA, your advisor. It has a lot of really good information to make sure that you're staying on track. In terms of transferring credit, I definitely always want to tell students right from the start in terms of transferring in accounting specific classes. For students that are taking classes either at a 2-year institution or at a non-AACSB accredited 4-year institution, do know that the intermediate 1 and 2 cost, auditing, like tax, those are not equivalent to the upper division classes that you would take here. So they are a great prep for those courses, but they would transfer in as elective classes. So I don't want anybody to be surprised by that when they get their credit evaluation. Always want to make sure that's very transparent and upfront. Like I said, it will prep you very well for those classes here, but we have some great professors that teach those classes with us while you're here to make sure that all of that knowledge is there. For students that are kind of prepping for future semesters and haven't taken all of their classes, I definitely recommend to students, if you're able to and you still have time to fill classes, if you can complete your SUNY general education requirements prior to transferring to Plattsburgh, that really will help you. It saves you some classes that you're going to be taking and really allows for you to focus on the reason that you're interested in transferring into the program, which is to take the accounting classes and some of the upper level business courses. So with the exception of our global issues class, which is an upper level class that students will take, any of the SUNY, as long as students meet that SUNY Gen Ed, they would be waived from the full Gen Ed series here. So definitely a good point to note, especially if you've got credit to play with. So at this time, I want to thank everybody for kind of spending some time with us. I will wait just a couple of seconds to see if there are any questions that anybody has coming in. But as we're waiting for that, are there any closing remarks that you want to make?
I'd like to take a minute to talk about the ranking of our accounting program. And the most recent ranking was #1 in New York State and 11 nationwide. And there are so many, certainly, online accounting programs nationwide, exceeding, I think, 125 in all 50 states. And ranking 11 out of those certainly is significant increase for our tremendous effort that we are putting in. We see that as a reward back and have the testimony about what we do. In terms of the whole accounting program, on campus and online, we are ranked 16 nationwide. There is no ranking, I believe, in New York State, but we are happy to hear that as well.
Just want to let you know that accounting subject is not an easy subject. So if you decide to come, just to make sure that you are energetic, you prepare yourself well, and also you're determined to actually accomplish this goal. So this is important. Actually, I found that there are a few students actually they are not ready for that type of expectation. So I just want you to know that this program, since it's ASSB accredited, is not easy program, because our goal is to help you to pass the CPA exam to accomplish your goal. So we are the program with good quality.
I think that that's a real helpful part of the program in terms of if these are the first couple of accounting classes or online courses that you're taking, you can do a semester where you're taking 1 or 2 classes as opposed to jumping in full start where you're doing 12 credits. And these are the first couple of classes that you've taken. We do have a lot of students that may decide that during the summer they want to test the water and they do a non-matriculated semester where they're just taking 1 class, they're testing it to see if this is going to be something that's a good fit for them, and then ultimately decide to take on more classes. And I think that that's the beauty of this program, is that you're not, if you want to go full-time, absolutely you can, and the majority of our students do. But if you are thinking that you want to start slow, it's better to start slow and build into being comfortable with the curriculum as opposed to getting in, really deep and then realizing that you're in too far and having to either withdraw or perform poorly in your classes.
Yeah, actually, I encourage my students some of them, actually to take the only 4 courses, as a full-time during the first semester.
Mm-hmm.
So because in this way, actually, they have a feeling about how well they can control their pace of study, the accounting subjects, courses. And then also I encourage those students to take some courses during the summertime and winter time. So in this way, this will help them spread more courses over a longer period of time. Actually, that'll be helpful for them to get better grades in this curriculum.
All right, and then it looks like we have a question. So can I take the CPA exam right after the program?
The answer is, once you finish the auditing course, you already satisfied. Once you have 120 credit hours and you finish your auditing course, you don't have to graduate. Okay, once you finish your auditing course, then you can take the CPA exam. So you only require 120 credit hours to take the CPA exam. However, after you pass the CPA exam, you need to earn another 30 credits in order to qualify for receiving the CPA license. So license requirement is different from the exam requirement.
Yeah, there's always question about the difference between, taking the CPA examination and be a licensed CPA. The first step certainly is to, have a minimum of a bachelor degree with a minimum of 120 to sit for a CPA exam. You can do that, as Dr. Lee mentioned, in your last semester. But you have to provide within 60 days that you have a degree already earned. Otherwise, they will not consider whatever you have passed is good for you. And you have a maximum of 18 months from the beginning till the end of all 4 parts of the CPA examination. You have to finish them. And if you are coming with some extra credit, you may, by finishing the accounting degree, you may have the 150 credits. And the certification will need a bachelor degree, the 150 credits, and also some work experience. You may have some of your work experience qualify for that. At that time, you will have everything submitted to New York State licensing department, and you will earn your CPA certificate.
Yeah, actually, I've been happy to work with many students to help them earn 150 credit hours. Some of them actually, when they finish the program, they might have only like 120 to 130 credit hours. But those students actually, they usually work with me to look for the other 20 credit hours. So usually we have been very happy to help in that.
All right. Well, again, I want to thank both of my guests for being able to spend some time with us today. Kind of just a closing remark, kind of from me. Definitely, the earlier that you have questions, let us know. You know, we work very closely together. Kind of Dr. Gaber and I are pretty constantly sending emails back and forth with one another about students, CCing each other on emails about students that have questions about credit. Anything that you have, reach out to us because we're happy to help you. We have students that the first semester that we start to connect with them, it works out, or I have students that we've been working together for 2 or 3 semesters. So definitely reach out to us for that. So thank you again for spending some time with us tonight. And then if you do have questions, feel free to reach out to us in terms of admissions. The easiest way is either by email at admissions@plattsburgh.edu or giving our main line a call, and you can find that right on our website. So thank you all and have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.